back to week 8 of our 12-week REI 101 series. I'm really excited to talk to you this week in regards to what we have going on in the world of real estate investing and what you can do right now to help build, create, or just be more informed about going into real estate investing. So again, my name is Jessica Pahorkas with eXp Realty. I'm really excited to bring these little bits of informational videos over to you. This week, we are going to be discussing working with luxury clients as investors. There are key differences and some things that we need to work with our luxury clients in order to be sure that we're helping them create a very unshakable foundation, right, in their portfolio structure. So I am really excited and going to spend a little bit of time on this topic. And I'm going to keep it short and sweet because the last few weeks have been so informational. I would highly encourage for you guys to go back and watch a few of our other previous weeks and episodes on this course because there's so much information, valuable information that you take with you and every single week. So let me know. Love to talk about this stuff. We're always available. So anytime you have any questions, please don't hesitate to click down below into our bio, create and schedule your free consultation. Happy to discuss what's happening out here in Phoenix and especially all of the opportunities that you have right now for investments and even, residential or primary residences as well. So we're going to kick it off, week 8 of our 12-week series, and we're discussing working with luxury clients as investors. I gotta tell you, this is my favorite. I really, really love working with clients who are, let's just say, a little bit more seasoned in regards to what they want, in regards to what makes sense for them. And this is exactly what we would be doing as advocates working with our luxury clients. First and foremost, what is the difference with working with a client on this type of tax bracket compared to, like, say, a first-time home buyer? Well, the mindset is completely different, right? When we're working with, and it's just fact in regards to the type of research that has been out there. The more money basically you have, the less you become averse to how you might feel in the risks that you take. So working with luxury agents on the scale, say, a minimum of $5 million plus residence that they're living in, right? They are a CEO or some sort. They have a team of experts that they are already working with. They have a tax advisor company, right? They have CPAs. They have asset protection managers. They're probably operating and putting their structures. Their structure has already been in an LLC. We touched on this topic last week with Ike Debji, our asset attorney. So, these are the types of things that we're watching out for when we are working with our luxury clients, that we're not just working with our clients, we're working with their team. And so this is what makes it really fun for us. They don't really need us as advocates in regards to educating them because they're pretty well educated already, right? This is probably not their first rodeo. They've probably purchased numerous of homes, right? And so we are going in and we are talking to their team. We're talking to them on exactly what they want and how to position their portfolio. And then we are utilizing our resources, right? Because these types of investors or luxury clients that turn into investors, they're already pretty knowledgeable about the markets. They just need your expertise either in resources or in geographical terms, right? I'm a multiple generation native to the state of Arizona, so I have pretty good leverage in regards to what's happening around the areas in the states, and good knowledge of of the history of it. So I know it's like when I first got my license, I knew that my sphere was a little bit more extensive, and then I found out that I basically know or have family members in a lot of a lot of the areas that we service. So knowing these areas and knowing people in these areas are really, really important for our position as advocates to be able to give proper education and information to our clients. So that's really, really important. The key differences in working with luxury clients as investors are capital preservation is greater than speculation. When we're working with luxury clients, typically they're not subjective thinkers. They're more objective in regards to what makes sense. They want to see the numbers. They want to see the stats and the statistics. They want to see the data, right? Oh, thank you. I love your hair. But the thing is that these are the types of people. They're not thinking, does this paint work with the house and my furniture, right? When they're looking in a property, they're thinking, will this asset appreciate enough for me to have the return on my profit, right? So these are the types of things that we are looking out for our clients. And when you're proactive with this, then it's really, really they receive it well, right? And we just know that we're going above and beyond what a typical client or agent would do for their clients. They're looking for tax sensitivity. When you're working with luxury clients, they're already aware of the taxes and how and how it changes their game, right? Even just on a regular home purchase, if your primary residence is $5 million plus, then you already know that you're working with a team. It's not just you. And if you working with the client that has a $5 million plus home and a car collection and they're not utilizing an asset protection attorney, then it's my position that because I owe fiduciary duties to my client to be sure that my client is being well taken care of, and his structure is in the long run going to help protect him and his legacy, right? Because it's not just about creating the money, it's about keeping it and protecting it. And so this is what we're doing in the series. This is what we're doing in our team. For me as a mentor, for my agents, for them to understand how all of this plays a role, not only just a first-time home buyer, but in the event that home buyer continues to come to us, utilize their property as an investment property, build their portfolio, and continue to move in that direction. As advisors, we pride ourselves of the resources that we're able to provide for our clients. And it's just not one, it's many, right? So keep this in mind when you're going through this process and you're working with your team. Are they knowledgeable? Do they have enough resources? Are they going to be able to help you understand the process of building and structuring your portfolio? Yeah, you get it? Good. All right, I'm glad we're here. Okay. Long-term horizons. These are the key differences, right? As I mentioned before, when wealthy people are structuring their portfolio, they're structuring it for the long haul. They understand, and if you've been through this is week 8. So by now you should know that real estate investing is a mindset, right? It's a mindset that you put yourself into, knowing that I'm taking all of this liquidity, all of this money that I have saved up or I worked my entire life, and I'm placing it into an account that is, or some investments that are going to help my money work for me. I could put it in a savings account or a public money market, but the volatility is so high and great, and putting it in savings and bonds is just not going to do anything for my money, right? I need my money to work for me, and compound for me, because if it's sitting in an account and only making 3% a year compared to something that I could be making on 18% a year, there's a big difference in that. And that, and being able to mitigate the taxes on that, come on now, people. So hopefully you guys have been listening every week on our rants and raves, and most important, on the education that we are giving you guys, because it's free, right? So as an advisor, our role is to be the educator, the connector, and the protector. As I mentioned before, it is our fiduciary duty. You can lose it too. Yeah, you can. Well, I mean, if it's structured right, you can definitely lose it. But that's why we are the protector for our clients. We're the resource and the educator. We are introducing them to IDEBG, right? Our asset protection attorney, to help them structure and protect. It's an umbrella, right? When you're accumulating and you have a $5 million home and a 25 plus car portfolio, and you have all of these businesses and investments, you have to structure it so that way you can protect it. So that way it's not easy for somebody to have a bad day and try to sue you and take all of it, right? So it's important as advisors that we connect, because we're the connector, that we connect and educate our clients to the best of our ability, right? I'm not going to try to sit here and try to give you asset protection attorney information and things that you can do to protect your assets. That's not in my realm. I'm gonna give you Ike's number. Same thing, if you want to mitigate taxes and you want to exchange your property into another property, I'm not going to tell you how to do that. I'm going to tell you to call Doug Blackwell. If you want to diversify your portfolio into alternatives, I'm going to tell you to call Bryson, right? As a real estate advisor, my key role is to be able to, one, hear your vision, hear what it is that exactly that you're looking to do with your legacy, with your money, with your goals. Then it is my job to take all of that information and give you opportunity, or show you the opportunity that you can do, or your options that you can do to create more opportunity for yourself. Do I need to put you in contact with one of my resources? Do I need to go out and look at the data and do my own research and bring you comprehensive market reports? Do I need to give you information to some of our trust attorneys, CPAs, asset protection attorneys, and other resources, right? This is my position as your advisor, to be able to help you and make sure that you are aligned with your bigger picture and your goal. We're here to negotiate the best price for you, right? If you're looking into a new investment and you need to underwrite the property, how much are the rents going for in this particular market? How much is the appreciation, and what does it cost to get into the home, to update, to renovate, and then to operate the investment, so that way you can still turn around in 10 to 15 years and make, a well-deserved profit on your investment. So regardless what that looks like, we're here to help you. And if you're interested in real estate investing, if you're interested in taking the next step on how you can do that, what that's for, what it looks like, anywhere from house hacking to being able to get DSCRs, into non-QM to types of fix and flips, to anything out there. Alternative investing. It's all here for you. You could do it with little to no money down. You can do it with a property or without a property. Like, real estate investing is so vast. There's so many opportunities that you could take advantage of it, but only if you're willing to take that step. So that's all I got for you this week. I hope that you are able to take this information, do your own research, give us a call, and let us know what your thoughts are and what your goals are. Because the advisor insight that I'm going to give you this week is that wealthy clients value clarity over urgency, right? They're going to be able to take their time. They're going to step back from the situation. They're not going to make any decisions based on emotion. I'll tell you that right now. They need to make sure that it just makes sense for their long overview and portfolio, and that their team, not them, but their team has approved for what that looks like in their life. So, you guys, thank you so much for always tuning in and, taking the time. I really, really appreciate it. One, being a lifelong learner myself, I'm always on these. I'm always up to gaining more information on how I can be more of assistance and more value to my clients. And, as if you're on this channel and you're looking and you're wanting to learn a little bit more, then just continue to stay on that track. And if it's not from me, then somebody else who's authentic and reputable and all those other fun things. So that's what I'm going to leave you with this week. Next week, stay tuned because we have some really fun topics coming up and we have more people for you. You guys have a wonderful week and we'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you.